This is Terry Kurtz On-Line reporting on Victor Valley, High Desert, and Mojave River Valley events, activities, entertainment, sports, and history. We open this program by recognizing an outstanding community leader. This Victorville businessman has made the semi-finalist list for a 2024 Inland Empire Spirit of the Entrepreneur Award. Harry Jackson is the CEO of 360 Human Services in Victorville. Founded in 2017, 360 Human Services has become a cornerstone in providing behavioral health services to children with autism and related disabilities. Inland Empire Center for Entrepreneurship officials described 360 Human Services as being on a mission to empower change through compassionate care, with a specific focus on underserved urban and rural areas. Harry Jackson's dedication has grown 360 Human Services to a team of over 70 individuals serving the High Desert and Greater Inland Empire, with treatment centers in Barstow and San Bernardino. Harry Jackson was chosen from a field of more than 260 nominees, with 36 semifinalists invited to attend a judging reception on October 3rd, where they will meet and interact with the event judges. The finalists for the event will compete for the 2024 Spirit of the Entrepreneur Award at the 22nd Annual Black Tie Gala, November 21st, at the Riverside Convention Center. The event, better known as the Oscars of Business, awards top innovators from the Inland Empire in 9 entrepreneurial categories, each honoring the leadership, determination, teamwork, community involvement, and the risks taken to build successful entrepreneurial companies. 4 Victorville educators are among teachers honored at the annual San Bernardino County Stars of Education ceremonies. Teachers of the year include Ronald Osborne from Liberty Preschool and Matthew Guzman from Delray Elementary. Teachers for Tomorrow honorees are Olivia Fresquez, paraeducator at Students Transitioning into Adult Responsibilities program, and Fardowasa Mohammed, paraeducator at West Creek Elementary and Segrist Preschool in Victorville. The Teacher for Tomorrow program provides financial assistance to help support county school employees pursuing their teaching credentials. Recipients of the award receive monetary assistance with tuition, books, and other academic support services. Criminals have found another way to try and install a virus or gain backdoor access to your computer. It is called a drop attack. A thumb drive is dropped with the hope that it'll be picked up and you will open the thumb drive out of curiosity. Criminals drop a USB drive infected with ransomware, where it will be found and used by the unwary. They've also been known to send infected drives through the mail. Such attacks are known as USB drop attacks. The FBI has warned of such drop attacks being carried out with USB drives being mailed through the United States Postal Service and UPS. You are advised never plug a USB drive from an unknown source into your computer. The National Security Agency recommends powering off and on your smartphone every week to protect yourself from cyber attacks. Rebooting your smartphone weekly helps protect against zero-click exploits, which attackers use to eavesdrop and gather data from phones. Restarting your phone not only helps you avoid cyber attacks, but it also makes your phone run smoothly. Everywhere you turn, there's another online scam. The fraudsters always pivot where the attention is, and now that's politics and elections. Beware of phony donation campaigns. Do use a credit card. Checks and debit cards do not have the same scam protections. Do not give payment information over the phone. Don't click links. That includes those in emails, texts, or any other source. Terry Kurtz here, throwing out an invitation for you to catch up with High Desert Sports Activities, your High Desert Sports Report, showing 3 times every day on Victor Valley TV, 7 and 11 every morning, 4 every afternoon.
What time is it, sports fans? It's time for your High Desert Sports Report.
We hope you'll join us right here on Victor Valley TV. In this interview, Joseph W. Brady addresses major economic issues we face today.
Well, Terry, I'm blessed. I get a lot of reading material. So I read about 65 publications a month, get 3 newspapers a day. I wish my daily press was fresh every morning, but I still eventually get it. One of the things that I tend to watch and people should watch is the price of oil. Nobody really pays any attention anymore because we know every time we go to the gas pump here in California, we're getting screwed. And I mean, we are getting screwed. And while I know our legislature and our assembly and Senate, our governor have said, we're going to penalize these oil companies. I think they slapped them with a $50 million, $50 million in California gas. But let me tell you, this came out today. So we watch the price of oil every week. The price of oil, so this is where, if you can zone in on that, this will show you that this morning when I came to work, we're trading at $67 a barrel, down from 68 yesterday, and we're at $66 a barrel. Okay, so I go to Costco all the time, and you can see it. We're I think I was at 385 this last week, and when I went, and you'll see it pump up a little bit. But what does that tell me? That we have a weak economy. So that is of. I'm very, very concerned about it. Goldman Sachs stock today was down substantially. I mean, they are a major player. Last week we had the biggest hit that we probably have seen in the last couple of years. I personally don't think that Bidenomics has worked. I think we got very serious inflation. I just got done on a 2-week road trip back to my high school reunion, and I'm telling you, you cannot buy breakfast for 2 for less than $35. And I mean, that's not with a cup of coffee. I'm talking about when Deb and I order 2 omelets and 2 glasses of water, by the time you get done paying, $13 to $14 for an omelet that used to cost you $7. So this inflation going up 20%, no. I just went to Vons the other day with Deb to get a couple things, and she brings a basket and she said, "Joe, this is crazy." And I'm thinking to myself, Terry, we don't have any kids. We have friends that come over and eat, and we're lucky that we can buy what we want. But when you see the shrinkflation and the prices go up, and you think this is crazy. So, where are we? I think that people, a lot of our clients have just decided to wait. They're gonna wait until after the election to see, are we gonna be? I mean, this is an election about really 2 things. It's about capitalism, whether you like Donald Trump or not. It's about capitalism. Or Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, it's socialism, communism, and Marxism. That's what it is. So but we do have deals that are moving forward right now that they don't care who the president is. We're blessed. We're doing a 124 unit, 4-story, a national brand, probably way national brand hotel down in Hesperia. It took 5 years to get there. When I talked to him about a pending recession, he said, "Joe, people are traveling, people are moving in the marketplace. 80 million square feet of industrial coming on the marketplace. That has nothing to do with Kamala Walz or Pence Trump." So I still see Brightline coming in here that's going to be a big push. We were on the phone last week on a very high level call with one of our clients. Is one of the largest private developers actually in the country, with BNSF, and they're moving full speed forward. There's a meeting for those who are watching on October 3rd. It'll be at Barstow Community College off of Barstow Road. They have a great, absolutely gorgeous performing arts center. Theirs is as nice as Victor Valley College's, but it seats about 300 more. So they hold about 704 people on up there. That's going to be October 3rd from 6 to 8 o'clock. Lena Kent, who is the spokesman for BNSF throughout really, I think, the Western United States, she's going to be giving us an update. talking about where the CARB issue is, the electric train, which I believe has been resolved. I think interest rates are going to come down a little bit. I think that you'll see the Fed adjust them a little bit before the election. Is it done because of politics? Absolutely, and I think that most people believe it. Is it going to change how people buy things? I don't think it'll have anything to do except for reducing down some people's debts on some. I don't see the credit card companies changing. They're making a ton of money right now, so why would they knock a person's rate from 23% that they're paying on an APR to 22.5%? They're not going to notice the difference. So I do think that the election is a major issue. Let's talk about housing a little bit. So we get a great housing report, and I strongly urge people to take a look at this. If you go back to this oil deal, so this is something that someone can go on. It's called Oil Price Intelligence Report. So I get it from a person, M. Scott, like M. Scott at oilprice.com. I would reach out. They'd be glad to send to you. It's free of charge, but it's oilprice.com is where this comes from. We also get weekly, this is called the Report on Housing. It's written by Stephen Thomas. The guy is really smart, does it nationally, breaks down each market. So let's talk about what he said yesterday about our market. Okay, I own a second home next door to me in Spring Valley Lake that we're going to put on the market. And Callie might have missed the window, or I just might have to wait a little bit longer. So he's talking about in his summary, homeowners placing their homes on the market today with the expectation of multiple offers in short market times is not the market reality. Those days are over. The expected market time, the number of days it takes to sell in San Bernardino County, has increased from 65 days in March to 98 days today. The difference being between zooming to your destination and the stop and go traffic, which he was talking about. Some of the major highlights. Last year's inventory remained rather flat, and we saw it. So our inventory is tracked by Mike Harris and Bobby Tarango of Chicago Tile. They put out a weekly report. They do a really good job. Mike does a narrative. I think I do a better narrative than he does. I'm only kidding, Mike. I just got to get a shot at you when I can. No, he does. He does a really good narrative, and he really knows his numbers. Both him and Bobby watch him. I think we're at 1,162 homes in inventory, which it's ticked up. But when you think about Brightline coming in the market, BNSF coming in the market, SCLA continuing to grow on out there. They just announced a 1,300,000 square foot Goodyear facility that they're going to build. I think it's kind of a temporary deal, but we're going into the election month, the 2 months before, and we're going into wintertime. So those people that need to buy because of their kids having to move here, that's probably not going to happen. The active listing inventory increased by 8 homes. Now check this. This is in the county. The active listing inventory increased by 8 homes in the past 2 weeks. Nearly unchanged, and now sits at 5,161 homes in our county. And it's the highest level since October of 2022. Typically, San Bernardino reaches its inventory peak between August and September. So it's no longer the most advantageous time to sell at this point. The last thing that he says, demand, which is a snapshot of how many homes get sold. Demand, a snapshot of the number of new pending sales over last month, increased from 1,568 to 1,587 in the past couple of weeks. Okay, so that's what the demand of sales are. So go back. We have 5,161. Okay, we have where our demand is at 1,587. So you can see where there's almost a 100-day supply or a 3.5 month. I don't think the world's coming to an end. I think that housing's stabilized, but it is something that people. When I was giving a speech up here all the time, I've done. Last time we counted, it was like 1,100 throughout Southern California. The number one thing that people always want to know, depending upon who you're speaking to, is what's going on in housing, because that's something everybody can say. Oh, honey, our house is worth $800,000. We owe $500. We've got some equity. So. I think some choppy waters out there. I think there's some people that do believe that we're going into a recession. I hope that they're wrong, but I think that some of the spending that was done by the prior administration, I think continues, and this inflation does continue. People are not hiring as much as they want, but I do believe that employers are still trying to find employees that want to go to work. that instead of sitting at home because we paid them. So,
Joseph, what is the breaking point between the status of the economy, what it is now, and it actually being in a recession?
I think part of it becomes psychological. I mean, in a recession, you're losing jobs and interest rates are high, and you don't have the demand for goods, so people aren't buying. And then you've got inflation on there. I think right now, Terry, is I'm talking to all my friends, okay, across the spectrum, okay, from I've got a ton of Democratic friends, I've got independent friends, I've got Republican friends. Everybody is really nervous about where not only the economy's going, but where we're going as a country. So then they pull back, okay? I recently had a car, I love Toyota products. One of our Colleen Lugay, who does a lot of our social media, we were out filming about 3-4 months ago, and she asked me how many miles I had on the car, and I said that time it was like the mid 70s, so it was like 72,000. And she said, Joe, because she came from the car business, she said, when you get to be about 80,000, you should sell it, okay? So I ordered a brand new one. Todd Stokes and Ephraim Ramirez over at Valley I Toyota, you guys did a great job. And Tay, the salesman, Tay Hudson, an incredibly young man, great salesman. Took about 3 months to have it built. I got it, but when I went to go pick it up, thinking, are we going into a recession? Do I really need this? I didn't need it. I wanted it. I decided to go do it. I traded in the other car, but did I think about, was this the wisest decision to do now? Probably not. Now, if we had kids and I had, kids that needed cars or they had to go to college, I would have said to Deb, let's go ride that car to 200,000 miles, because that's how far a Toyota would go. But so I think that everybody I'm talking to, they're squeamish about where the economy's going because they're squeamish about where we're going politically. Yeah. And I want to talk a little bit about that, and some people might like what I have to say and some don't. So, okay. Just one last thing on the economy. I found this rather interesting. And this really goes back to fake media. Like Donald Trump or not, he coined what fake media is. We were always brought up when Walter Cronkite said something, it was a fact, okay? Walter would not put up with what we're put up with today. So here, this comes out from Connect Money, and it says, breaking news, U.S. adds 142,000 jobs in August as the labor market continues to cool. Okay? It's right there. So it's not, the problem is with the media, they'll tell you something and they want you to believe it, but they won't back it up. So the next one that comes out, this comes out from the Wall Street Journal. Their headline says, hiring rebounded slightly in August. Okay, so what is this first one? It says the market's cooling. The Wall Street Journal comes out and says U.S. job growth rebounded slightly last month after a midsummer scare, keeping the Federal Reserve, blah, blah, blah. The economy had 142,000 jobs. The unemployment rate is still at 4.2%. Now you get, this comes from CBS. This is the bottom one. So I've had these on my desk, it's not loud. This one says, employers added 142,000 jobs in August. Just what the Wall Street Journal says. Weaker than forecasted. Labor market data comes less than 2 weeks ahead of the Federal Reserve's decision on whether or not to cut interest rates. So they've got a political problem. Okay, we spent all this money which created this inflation. We need to stimulate the economy. Do you cut interest rates? And then, did you notice that the Biden administration had lost 858,000 jobs that had to get reclassified that they said that we had? So I think all those things make people a little bit nervous. But I just find how the fake media, God bless how you say that, can take a story and spin it 3 different ways. So I hope that answers some people's questions, and we'll go from there.
Terry Kurtz On-Line was brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road.
So.
Bid fast and last. World-class auctioneers. Solid quality truck body. Family owned and operated since 1954. The Bradco Companies, our area's longest standing full-service commercial brokerage firm. Iwanzak Law Firm. Trial lawyers for serious problems. We Got 'em Tees. Your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. And by the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Holiday Inn, conference and convention center for the high desert, and favored destination for travelers and visitors to the Victor Valley. Our desert tortoise is targeted for added protection, and Joshua Tree National Park looks to be expanded, according to the annual report from the Mojave Desert Land Trust. Climate disruption and habitat loss continue to threaten both of the desert's protected species. To save critical desert tortoise habitat, the Land Trust is coordinating a 3-year project to restore one of the most heavily impacted regions for the state's reptiles, which is expected to be uplisted by the state to endangered. There is also a proposal underway to expand Joshua Tree National Park to the east in the Eagle Mountain area by about 17,000 acres. The Land Trust currently manages over 60,000 acres across the California desert. The nonprofit organization reports nearly 2,500 acres of land were transferred to the Bureau of Land Management in the Old Woman Mountains Wilderness Area and Mojave Trails National Monument in 2023. The Land Trust has conserved 120,315 acres of the California desert to date, some of which are conveyed to federal agencies to be incorporated into national parks, monuments, and federal wilderness. As part of ongoing stewardship needs last year, staff removed nearly 7 tons of trash, including tires and household waste. Operation Shelter Me continues to provide unhoused high desert residents with resources and housing. In their most recent activity, the Community Service and Reentry Division Homeless Outreach Proactive Enforcement Team conducted Operation Shelter Me in Apple Valley. The team provided 17 individuals with referrals to programs for assistance. 12 individuals were linked with follow-up professional services, and 1 family was placed in bridge housing with linkage to long-term services. Operation Shelter Me aims to connect staff with unhoused residents and offer them housing, medical, and mental health treatment services. If you know of persons experiencing hopelessness who need services, please get in touch with the HOPE team at 909-387-0623 or the website shown. The Victor Valley Community Services Council is offering free homemaker services, transportation, and activities for seniors ages 60 and older with mobility challenges. Residents can join the group in its monthly shopping trips where they pick you up, take you home, and assist with lifting and carrying items. For more information or to reserve your seat on the bus, call 760-243-9646. The Victor Valley Community Services Council is offering free mobility devices. Do you know a senior in need of a mobility device? The Victor Valley Community Services Council provides free wheelchairs, walkers, bedside commodes, canes, and more to those who qualify. The agency recently received a generous donation of wheelchairs from High Desert Second Chance. For more information, please call 760-243-9646. A new website has been launched for First District news, events, and resources. The homepage is said to have everything a viewer needs at a glance, including a First District calendar, board meeting calendar and agendas, and contact information. The resources page shows tabs for helpful services, district activities, local chambers of commerce, and economic development links. The website is Americans with Disabilities Act compliant. One of the county's latest campaigns is Opportunity Lives, Works, and Plays Here. This partnership between the Economic and Workforce Development Departments aims to assist businesses and nonprofits with hiring, relocating, and/or expansion free of charge. They also have an on-the-job training program that reimburses businesses with 50% of a new hire's hourly wage and training expenses for up to 3 months. San Bernardino County birth and death certificates are now available online. San Bernardino County's Vital Statistics Registration Office has launched a new service that allows residents to purchase certified copies of birth and death certificates online. Currently, the service is available for births and deaths that occurred in the past 2 years. Records for events older than 2 years can be obtained at San Bernardino County Hall of Records. The Bureau of Land Management has awarded 2 grants totaling almost $5 million to accelerate the training and placement of excess wild horses and burros into private care. These grants are part of the BLM's efforts to encourage more adopters to give a wild horse or burro a good home. The Adoption Incentive Program provides up to $1,000 to adopt an untrained wild horse or burro from the BLM. The goal of the program is to reduce BLM's recurring costs to care for unadopted and untrained wild horses and burros, while helping to enable the BLM to confront a growing overpopulation of wild horses and burros on fragile public rangelands. Thanks to its Adoption Incentive Program and the online corral, the BLM has doubled the rate of private care placement over the last 5 years. Nowadays, most people know general guidelines when it comes to service dog etiquette. Refraining from petting a service dog while they are working is an important rule, along with knowing that legitimate service dogs are allowed to accompany their owners nearly everywhere. However, one topic that's rarely discussed is the very real possibility that one of these animals may approach you without their owner. Knowing what this means and how to respond appropriately may mean the difference between life and death for a service dog handler. Service dogs are specifically trained to assist people with disabilities, including visual impairments, hearing impairments, mobility impairments, and mental disorders such as post-traumatic stress disorder. Besides assisting the owners with daily activities or alerting them to an impending medical crisis, a service dog fulfills another vital role: to seek assistance from an adult if their handler experiences a fall or medical emergency. Know the signs. A service dog that's seeking assistance from a stranger may use their nose to nudge your arm, leg, or hand. As tempting as it may be to give a quick scratch behind the ears and be on your way, stop and think. Cue the dog to help you locate their owner by asking what or where, or simply begin following the dog. If you ever see a service dog wandering without their owner, stop what you're doing and follow them. Situations that may cause a service dog to abandon their handler in search of help include a fall, like out of a wheelchair or otherwise, a seizure, a diabetic episode, an injury, or other medical emergency. Your help is being sought to clear our San Bernardino County shelters by adopting, not shopping. If you are looking for a new four-legged friend, the First District is home to several animal shelters with dogs and cats in need of loving homes. Local shelters include the Hesperia Animal Shelter on Santa Fe Avenue and the Apple Valley Animal Shelter on Powhatan Road. For more information, please call 760-240-7555. Terry Kurtz here, throwing out an invitation for you to catch up with High Desert Sports activities. Your High Desert Sports Report, showing 3 times every day on Victor Valley TV. 7 and 11 every morning, 4 every afternoon. Your half-hour High Desert Sports Report, the area's only video action highlights coverage of high school athletes, teams, and sports programs, Victor Valley College Rams, and Barstow College Vikings athletic events, including flashbacks to this date in High Desert sports and entertainment history. We hope you'll join us right here on Victor Valley TV. That's a wrap on this edition of Terry Kurtz Online. On behalf of Victor Valley Television Productions, thank you for watching. We hope to see you again next time around.